that good? Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. Of course. We got the cattail. What's up, yo? Big Cat 305 here. Tonight we're going to be cooking the juiciest pork chops ever on the Blackstone. Let's do it.
Red one.
I'm ready to do whatever if you take me away.
Naya.
Suavemente, bésame.
Mohammed.
I can do whatever if I take you away.
Mr. Worldwide. It's like deja vu, baby.
I know the craving.
Alright, so you want to make sure you get center cut loin pork chops. Those are going to be the juiciest. And you can tell because they have the bone that wraps around like that and they have the distinct eye. Okay? First thing you want to do after that is you want to give a little slice on the ends. That way when you cook them, they don't curl up. And that happens a lot. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed it. But if you give it a nice little just notch, that'll prevent that. All right, then you want to salt. And pepper. You want to do this about a half an hour before you put them on the Blackstone. It's just like searing a steak. It's going to give it a nice sear. It's going to give it a nice crust. Once that salt gets a little bit melted in there, flip them, same thing. And these are thick, so you want to be generous with them. And that's it. We let them sit for a half an hour and we will grill them up. So with our pork chops, we are going to have some chopped up potatoes that we're also going to cook on the Blackstone. These are baby potatoes, assorted, purple, red, gold. They're awesome. But I'm still going to cut them in half just to make sure that we get them cooked through, and that way the seasoning gets in the middle as well as the skins. So I'll start cutting these in half, and as I cut them, I'll stick them over here. So now we're going to add some avocado oil. Coat these up a little bit. I'm going to put some salt, some pepper, some paprika, give it some color, and some garlic powder. About that much. And then we'll stir it up a little bit. That looks delicious. And these are ready for the grill. So here we heat up our canola oil. You can use olive oil if you like, canola oil, whatever your preference is. And we're going to put our potatoes down to start the cooking process. This is my first time cooking these potatoes, so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. but we will give it a shot. And we can adapt to whatever we need to, because that's what cooking is all about. And you can hear the sizzle, and wow, look how nice they look. Absolutely beautiful. So at this point I put them on a rack. They were done on the outside but not on the inside. So you put them on a rack and it lets you cook the inside as well. So here I take the potatoes off the rack. They're done. I'm going to put them back on the Blackstone, and I'm going to add some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. If you've never had fresh grated Parmesan cheese, you don't know what you're missing. It's not even close to the same as the can that you shake out the powdered cheese. This is amazing, especially on potatoes. So I would highly recommend it. So the Parmesan potatoes are done, and they came out amazing. But I will tell you, they took a long time to cook on the Blackstone. If I had to do it again, and I will, I would cook them in the microwave first, about 90% done, and then throw them on, and they'll come out just as good, and you'll save a lot of time and effort, and I'm sure they'll be just as tasty. So now it's time for the main event. We've got our avocado oil down, and we are ready to put our pork chops on the griddle. There we go. Listen to that sizzle. We've got them with salt, pepper, and garlic. Forgot to mention that earlier. And we are going to let these sear about 2 minutes on each side. And then here's our little shocker here. We have our little cast iron skillet with garlic, fresh garlic, rosemary, fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, and butter. And that butter is going to melt real quick, and we're going to use that to baste these pork chops. And this is why they're going to be the juiciest pork chops you've ever had. I've done this before and it works great, and it is awesome. Look how quick that butter melts on this Blackstone. It's getting all the flavor of the herbs there, the thyme and the rosemary and the garlic, and there we go. And this will help cook it quicker too as well, because that butter gets hot, so you're going to cook it from the top and the bottom at the same time. You'd think these big thick pork chops are not going to cook because they're just getting cooked on one side, but when you start putting that butter on the top, man, it cooks quick. So you want to check the bottoms before you turn them to make sure that they're seared enough. At this point they weren't, so I did not turn them, which is fine. That's what you want to do. You don't want to turn them a bunch of times. You want to leave them until they're ready to be turned. So it's okay to check them and not turn them, but it's better than turning them a bunch of multiple times. because then they're not going to get cooked evenly. So again, checking again, not quite ready, which is fine, no problem. You can adjust the temperature as you like. Checking again. And we're getting real close here to turning them. Stir up that herb and butter mixture, and we're ready. Let's turn them. Oh, look how good they look. Perfect. So now we do the same thing on the other side. Stir that up. That mixture now is melting with the flavor. Thyme, rosemary, butter, garlic. And now we're cooking at an accelerated rate here. It's really getting done. And the flavors are just amazing. The aromatics are coming through big time. Let me tell you, these pork chops are so juicy, it's out of control.
It smells amazing. Malone?
They've got about another minute and they are ready to rock and roll. Look at that. More butter on top. So we have our pork chops on the Blackstone with baby potatoes. I guess they're called baby potatoes. Different colors. We got purple, we got gold, we got some other color, I don't even know. But the main event are the pork chops. And these are the center cut pork chops. And we took some thyme and some rosemary and garlic and butter in the cast iron skillet right next to it, and we use that to baste them, and oh, they smell absolutely amazing. So we are going to dig in right now to these pork chops and see how good they came out. Oh, look how juicy those are. Those are beautiful. Oh my God. They're so juicy and tender. All the flavors that I just mentioned are coming through. Let's have a bite with the pork or with the potato. Perfect. Amazing. Oh, look at all that cheese. This is Parmesan grated cheese and with the pork chop. Oh my God. This is a go-to meal for the Blackstone. It's not a burger. It's not a steak. Pork chop. Very, very, very delicious. Highly recommend it. Super easy, but you got to do the butter sauce. That really helps. Cooks it quicker, and tastes amazing. Big Cat 305 signing out.